Tazavesh HardMode. Managing to do this little adventure without any deaths in your party rewards you with a mythic item each week. Talk to the NPC and let's go. The first few trash packs are rather unassuming, especially considering eye level. The first elite does a decent AoE and try to interrupt some of the casts, although even some going through are fine. The first boss used to have a bug where you could pull it, reset, and fight the mini-boss alone. This, however, has been patched since. Ensure you focus down the mini-boss before too many overlaps. Otherwise, it is similar to M+. Run out or cancel the prison and destroy it to free the player. After this, some trash, as in Mythic+, dodge lines, interrupt the hounds, and a decent heal check on the panthers. The Menagerie boss. The difference here is that the boss timer to become active starts the moment you pull. Bloodlust on the second boss, dodge the swirlies, dispel the melee first, and break the prison. Like I've shown in the dungeon guide video, you can pull the construct in a corner to trivialize Ball's collection. Also, be wary of the soaking circle. It damages players like in Mythic+, however for a higher amount this time around. The elite in the middle is not that hard after the nerfs, and while it can be skipped, you are one step away from failing. Just kill it. Dodge the mines, and the two furthest players will get linked. Do not touch each other. Mailbox room, once again, contains a lot of easy trash. Pull as small as you're comfortable with. Some interrupts and some swirlies are the only mechanics. Before starting the actual boss, open all cages, so some guy does not randomly open them mid-fight and die. Bloodlust on pool and try to skip as many mechanics as you can. Should you kill it before the first set of bombs, you're good to go. Otherwise, you'll encounter the new hardboard mechanic. You are rooted while carrying the suitcases. Valuable classes are druids with shapeshifting, hunters with their disengages, DKs, moonwalking, and pretty much any class with a root removal. Otherwise, place one range next to the wind tunnel and pass the bombs to him, who will then dispose of it. Just make sure to call when throwing, as to now throw two bombs at the same time, overwhelming the responsible players will cause a fail. The rest is the same. Soak the busters, dispel the debuff, and heal the AoE. Soaking swirlies is recommended, but in limited amount should the healers have issues, and perhaps only in the middle of the room. The trash in the market is similar to M+. Just let the tank get aggro before unleashing your cooldowns. Fixates are also a thing, but they don't really hurt. The boss itself is the exact same. Break a shield and interrupt, dodge swirlies and frontals. However, now there is a new set of adds instead of the usual ones. One add does damage to the trumpet player, so make sure you have the most durable DPS on it. There's also a drumroll cast, make sure to interrupt that. Some AoE damage, but not much. Lastly, executing your instrument mechanics gives you stacks. Once at 10 of them, it provides a buff, which can be refreshed by doing it again. No use to do the notes outside of refreshing the buff. Next, the last boss in Tazavesh Streets, Satami. The difference here is that her cast requires 3 interrupts, and she moves each time she's interrupted. Note, warlocks can cast their interrupts through the walls, should she teleport to an inconvenient location. Also, you start with the arena split in 4 from the start. The rest is a multi-dot heal, a teleport to dodge the circles as in Mythic+. I've already covered the teleport in the M+ secrets video, but here we go again for the new kits. There is a simple rule here. The tank picks the closest teleporter, and every time the circle nears it, you enter. You might think it does not work in some cases should they be ordered like this, but it only means you might have to go in twice. Just make sure they are not in the same line with the circle as shown in this picture. Anything more and it will result in chaos and confusion. In the next section, you can skip all giants and kill only murlocs, which honestly cannot really wipe you. Try to interrupt some and focus the fish sticks. Attention, before the boss Hylbrande, there are some packs which you might be tempted to invis skip. Don't. They are notoriously buggy in detecting invisible players. Just play these packs, they are not that scary. As for the boss itself, 2 new mechanics. 1, there's an extra ad spawning. You need an interrupt rotation of 3 to 4 players, numbers depending on the cooldown of their interrupt. The cast is really scary, it will wipe you. The other new thing is that we are back to the olden days where only the player activating the console sees the colors. Mark the consoles by whatever denomination you wish, upper left, bottom right, world markers, or player names. Take this part seriously. We had a possibly colorblind decay who probably sees the world in emo gray and placed his orb in the wrong console, wiping us instantly. The rest is as usual. The laser is to be dodged with extreme prejudice, since the animation still doesn't match it, and the ads should not be CC'd, so they would not cast. Their channeling can be ignored as you focus the ads first anyways. After it, some trash that should be easy enough if pulled individually. Just make sure to de-enrage and interrupt. Next is a really hard, if not the hardest boss, the Mighty Pirate Dragon. So this boss is a chaotic mess in Mythic Plus. You can imagine how it goes here. There are hundreds of opinions on how to do this. I will give you our strategy. Tank it near the cliffs, stack close to it, and DPS the hell out of any not CC'd ads. Defensives and jumps should not be used on the first melee hit received as their damage ramps up. Keep those for a bit later in the pool. Obviously, try to do this clean. However, the new mechanic here is that these ads require 2 frontal hits now to be finished off, which is signaled here by this shield on them. 1 is a possibility. 2 is an improbability. Expect to switch and switch hard. Besides this, not much. Do these spells which cause AoE damage, dodge swirlies, and be careful when pulled by the anchor. Switching talents to AoE here has some merits, and make sure you bring any mass stuns and roots you have. This is a hard boss, take care. The falling trash requires some attention, but nothing too serious. Interrupt the rift casts with priority, as well as any extra more minor casts. Switch to the little orbs as they pulse AoE damage, and not much else. Small pulls and you are fine. The difficulty on the last boss is mostly in the number of mechanics, rather than their forcefulness. Let's cover these new mechanics. 1. When soaking the big circle the first 2 times, the party is getting pulled. 2. Each soak applies a debuff, further increasing damage taken by that player. 3. The last soak cannot be left to explode by itself. All need to be soaked. And finally, 4. The balls move a bit more. That was a big info dump, let's take this slowly. So I suggest not going in the usual corner. Tanks like to keep the boss in, so DPS gain 1 more second of damage on ads. Keep it in the middle. The first 2 soaks should not, under any circumstance, be done by the healer, due to the fact that with the pool, it makes it harder to move and cast. Leave these first 2 soaks to the more durable tank. Once it no longer pulls you in, use your players in the order of their toughness. We use the tank for all 4 soaks. This is rather viable, however, ensure he possesses a defensive. Decays with AMS or immunity classes that ensure the debuff is not applied to them are decent alternatives. Note, the debuff seems to affect not only damage taken from soaking, rather it affects damage taken from the ability itself, AoE included. So keep defensives and attention up throughout all the soaks, should you have this debuff, though it does run out before the next set. Lastly, the balls move a bit more. We just assigned each section to a marker, assigned players to the markers, and this reduced the chaos well enough to trivialize it. The rest is the same. Interrupt the ads, or use the Druid Vortex to keep them in, dodge the star fragments and the swirlies, Bloodlust phase 2 in the hopes of burning it before the second soak is required. However, note that this needs to be done as quickly as possible, as it will overlap with the next star fragments. It is a decent healing and coordination check. Keep CDs and defensives for here. Finally, some general knowledge. Hard mode is the equivalent of a 10 key without the tyrannical and fortified affixes, so actually easier. Players who have completed the challenge may, within the same week, assist other players in doing another run. Just make sure you check the buff, the entire party must have it. Do not attempt the challenge at the start of the week. Upgrade your gear with crests and bring consumables, including augment runes. Yeah, they're removed on death, but if you die, it is over anyways. We were far too scared to pull more than one pack at a time, especially week 1, but regardless, the bosses are the issue, not the trash. Lastly, the end chest drops a mythic item, however, bosses drop heroic items. At least on the first run, finish the dungeon, if only for the items and to practice all bosses for future perfect runs. And this is it. I hope it proved useful to you all and I did not somehow cause some unfortunate deaths. Considering this is a once per week chance, I am rather sure this leaves some people stressed during the attempt and rather upset once it fails. Expect failure and bring a resilient mentality.
Ok, stop, 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 talent. No, 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 no.